So one of the people together with us in the beginning, who I think really was the heart and soul of our work in our early days, our early years, was a guy named Cipriano Ferrell. And he had grown up in Delano with Caesar's family, knew the family well, had been involved in that movement, but came to Oregon to go to college, and was the president of PECUN after PECUN was founded. And in the fall of 1995, he died suddenly of a heart attack. It was a complete shock to all of us. But the thing about Ramon that I want to share is that I'm the one that went and told him that Cipriano had died. I went to Ramon's house in Hubbard at the time, and I'll never forget the look on his face. Obviously, he was deeply shocked by it, but there was almost like a calma, like a tranquility about his reaction, as if to say, now I know what I need to do. And that's exactly what he proceeded to do. So it was like an instantaneous transformation. I remember that like that was 24 years ago, and I remember it like it was yesterday.
But Ramon stepped up. I mean, Ramon basically had to take on some leadership. I think Ramon became a much more visible presence, within the movement and within PECUN, because he had to, and was able to, I think, talk to others, because it was about building solidarity across different lines. And Ramon has been very capable in that sense of building alliances.
Y se nos ocurrió con otro muchacho que trabajaba aquí, hacer un algo más con la gente. Y de ahí Ramón tuvo la idea, se nos ocurrió hacer reuniones los viernes, que le llamamos los viernes comunitarios. Pero ya por los años 90, principios de los 90, pues ellos tenían un gran trabajo organizando a la gente trabajadora de aquí de la agricultura. Y había una estación de radio aquí local que tenía nomás un programa en español, y se les ocurrió a ellos decir, bueno, ¿y por qué no compramos una hora? Y sí, la compraron. Esta hora era de 5 a 6 de la tarde, la bautizaron como la hora campesina. Y yo creo que fue una buena experiencia ahí de nosotros esa vez. Después nos fuimos a Cable y todo el proceso, ¿no? Que también es el resultado que tenemos ahora con tener la estación de radio aquí, ¿no? Que ellos siempre vieron esa necesidad de tener la comunicación, pues, para la gente, ¿no?
In 1992, there was a terrible ballot measure on the Oregon ballot. It became known as Ballot Measure 9. And it was one of the worst ballot measures against queer people. Some colleagues and friends of mine decided to organize a walk in the Willamette Valley. This walk was called For Love and Justice, a walk against hate. We started this walk in Eugene and came on the highway at 99 East, and we see in the distance a big crowd, and it was Ramon and a lot of farm workers doing the farm worker clap, chanting Si se puede, and everyone who was on this walk was so moved. And then they marched us here into the hall, and it was extraordinary. It was so opposite of someone saying, you can stay here but don't tell anyone, or I don't want to be associated with you because it's too dangerous. And this community, who had the most to lose in some ways, was the most out in front and being supportive. I'm still, 27 years later, I'm still moved by it. Ramon's leadership in coming to the highway and marching us in is something I will never forget as long as I live.
It was the first time I got to work with Ramon one-on-one, like to be with him and learn from his leadership, which it was the Immigrant Workers Freedom Ride. So it was just an amazing trip we did with, I don't know, like 54 of us who go to Washington, D.C. to demand immigrant workers' rights, family reunification, and other human rights. One of the most important things that I learned from him is about the Chicano spirit, and I think, Me as a young Latina at that time, I only read it in books. So to be working with this big Chicano, handsome and very spirited, very powerful man who, you know, like he will speak on the audiences and take over, and like just everybody will freeze and listen, and he will have these tones of voice that goes up and down. It was like listening to Cesar Chavez. It was just amazing. So I was very, very honored to be learning about the Chicano movement and also, you know, taking ownership as Mexicano, you know, Mexican-American, you know, Latino here.
He has so many different achievements, but I think probably the single most important is how instrumental he has been in building the path of future generation of leadership among farm workers.
Los 5 talentos secretos de Ramon, the 5 secret talents of Ramon. And there were 5 things that we had noticed about him that we thought most people didn't know. And they were things like he is an amazing and accomplished floral arranger, a photographer, a tour guide, a conguero, and a chef, master chef of many different genres of food since the early days when I knew him.
A lot of things that people probably don't know about Ramon is that as a father, he's so chill. He's super chill. Oh man, Ramon and his grandkids, nobody could touch his grandkids because he's like obsessed with them. And everything's about his grandkids. He even told me, Mija, don't get mad, but I love your kids more than you. I was like, it's fine, I guess. I mean, I am so happy and proud of him and everything that he has accomplished in his life and how so many people adore him. I mean, there's no words that I could put out there of my father. And a lot of people tell me, you're so lucky, and I am lucky. I am lucky to have a father like mine, and there's just nothing else. There's no words that I can put out there to explain how much love I have for him, even though I don't say it as much. I love him. I'm just so lucky. People say you're gonna have your dad home, but no, don't think. He's probably gonna be coming around here.
Quien conoce a Ramón ya sabe, Ramón, un gran líder que puede ponerse al nivel de cualquier miembro de la comunidad, como también salir al frente a defendernos donde tiene que hacerlo. Siempre él ha sido una persona muy humilde, lo que realmente para mí es un líder, ¿verdad? Siempre está escuchando a la comunidad, siempre está disponible, no tiene realmente un horario donde abre y un horario que cierra, está a las 24 horas, los 7 días. Y pues esas enseñanzas realmente se quedan con uno. Son pocos los líderes como él, que uno realmente lamenta que llegue este tiempo de que ya tienen que descansar, ¿verdad? Porque son irreemplazables.
Me gustó que la forma que Ramón defiende mucho a la raza. Y Ramón, pues veo que es muy movido. El Señor sale por todos lados a encontrar soluciones que se puede solucionar cada problema que hay, ¿no? Porque no solo Él quiere hacer, sino que también siempre pide opinión al pueblo.
He hasn't only lifted our voices, but he has ensured that there's always a space for youth to be empowered and to be part of the movement. He has put me in leadership positions that I thought I was never good enough for. And because of that, I was empowered. I was moved in a way that made me a better leader where I currently work at, and not just that, but in the movement overall. Because he's taught us what solidarity between youth and elders look like in the movement, and how important that is, because the elders are holding that historical knowledge, all that political education that we need, and the youth are the ones mobilizing and the ones that are holding up the struggle. So I'm very grateful and very honored to have met Ramon and to continue to know him, and I'm really honored to continue to work with him in the future.
There is a lot of things I can say about Ramon Ramirez, but I will say that he has this internal strength, spiritual strength is against everything. He has this magic power to influence others. I don't know how he does it, but he gets the best of all of us. He's always pushing us, he's always making us to do more, making us to be better. He has this capacity that very calm, he can rise above conflict, about problems, about adversity. His dedication, integrity, and compassion has been essential to fight for the rights of farm workers and immigrant communities. And he's extremely courageous. I remember in 2007 and 2008, when we were fighting for the driver's license, he received threats against him and his family, but he didn't stop. I know he was worried, but he continued working hard. He has this mental fortitude to carry on regardless of what. Also, he has this gift that he sees people. He really sees everyone and can listen to everyone, and he always treats everyone the same. He treats each person like it's a very valuable person, and he always helps us to thrive and be better leaders.
With Ramon, I feel like I learned so much just from watching him and watching him navigate this world. The other thing I feel like I've learned from Ramon is to, as an organization that serves workers, we have to be connected to workers. To me, that is a really special thing because that's where I came from. And in so many spaces, that's been told to us that that's not valuable, that that's not, that's not who is gonna change the world. But in this space, at Pecún, those are the people that changed the world.
I heard the Si Se Puede club before, but never the way Ramon Ramirez does it, which is this way. Si se puede, si se puede.